Let's talk about relationships, money, how that works in a relationship. Do you have strong feelings or philosophies on how money should work in the relationship? Like, is anybody in a relationship currently?
No.
Does anybody have multiple girlfriends that they want to admit to on camera in front of people? All right, that's me, guys. I have but all right, let's start with you
I deal with
first.
multiple girls. I'm open about that.
Straight up.
Yeah, I tell every girl I deal with I'm not going to be monogamous to you. That's stupid for me to do that.
You tell them straight up, I will not be monogamous with you.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
I think it's absolutely stupid for a man to be monogamous if he reaches a certain level.
Okay, and when did this philosophy start for you?
Well, I grew up in a Muslim household, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of already been something that I've seen, but it's just an uncomfortable reality that here in the West we don't want to accept, is that men and women are not the same. So a man having a lot of women is not the same as a woman having a lot of men. So once a man, and it's been that way since the beginning of time, kings, sultans, rulers of countries or whatever it may be, powerful men have always had hordes of women. They might have their main woman or two, right, that they marry or have a relationship or children with, but they'll have other women as well. So I think if a man works his ass off to get to a certain point, he should be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor, and a part of that is the ability to have sexual abundance.
Why do you think it's different from men versus women?
We're biologically different, and that pretty much...
She means just in that specific example.
As far as like, why can't women have...
Multiple partners.
Right, like why is it okay for men to have multiple women, but it's not okay for women to have multiple men?
Hey, no, women can absolutely do whatever they want. They can have multiple men too, but they're not necessarily set up for it from a biological perspective. And a woman that has a lot of men is not the same as a man that has a lot of women, because a man that has a lot of women has to bring value to the world to some degree, versus a woman that has a lot of sex with different men loses her value.
Do you disagree with that?
How does a man add value by having sex with multiple women, and how does a woman devalue by having sex with multiple men?
Because men aren't measured men are measured by the world, what you create, your status, your income, etc. Like, men must go out into the world and create and become a somebody, and then a byproduct of them becoming somebody is women are attracted to him. There's a reason why you look at musicians, popular athletes, etc. They have a bunch of women coming after them. Why? Because they've accomplished something in the real world, and the byproduct is the women. So the women is not, but for women, it doesn't necessarily operate that way. So a man having sex with a lot of women, he's doing something right. Mm-hmm. If you see a guy with an attractive model...
But why for women does it not operate that way?
Because men and women aren't the same. We're just not the same.
But you're saying like men are creators, like women are creators too. We're all creation, right? Like we were born in creation.
Yeah.
So why are we not creators?
I'm talking about creating, like going out to the world and building and becoming
in the
somebody.
marketplace.
You're talking to speak like completely capitalistic, not like contributing art or culture or anything like that.
I mean, that could be a byproduct of it, but the man goes out into the world and creates a last name that woman fights to try to get.
So here's what I want to know.
There's a reason why a woman takes a man's last name and the man doesn't take hers.
Okay, explain. I would love to hear that.
I just explained it. The man goes out to the world.
Because of what he built, so his legacy.
Yes.
He's going and building this name, and a woman wants to fight to get that name from that man.
Men lead, women follow.
But Myron, here's the question for you, bro.
Yeah.
You don't think it can be a balance? Like, know your role, know when somebody has to lead and know when somebody has to follow? Like, both men and women are feminine and masculine energy. Like, I don't think a man always has to sit in his masculine energy.
Men lead, women follow.
Well, here, let me get to this point, Jenny. Hold on one second. And then we'll get... you're getting a little fired up. I love it.